In this video, I'll be going over the one thing that you can do to pretty much guarantee your publishing success. What is going on, guys? Sean here. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about self-publishing, passive income streams, and retiring early. Basically, my own journey to achieving financial independence. I just share with you what I learned and many lessons and failures in my own life. So if you're interested in those kind of things, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos that I post. So in this video, I'll be talking about the one thing that will pretty much guarantee your publishing success. And if you do this, you're pretty much going to succeed. If you don't do this, then you will basically fail almost 100% of the time. So after coaching over 300 plus people in my programs and being in the publishing space for over 5 years, right? And I've observed many different publishers. I've been in the space for a very long time, like one of the longest in terms of, I think in terms of YouTubers, YouTube gurus, right? YouTube gurus that is talking about publishing. I've been in the space for probably the longest from what I know. I might be wrong, but I'm definitely, been in the space for one of the longest. And so I've seen a lot of different publishers come in and go, right? And I've observed many different people that succeeded. I've seen a lot of people that failed. And there is a trend that I see. And I realized that, there's this one thing that every single person who became successful did, and every unsuccessful people didn't do. So what is that one thing? They basically just kept publishing. And I know you might be thinking this is so obvious. Why are you even making a video about this? But there really isn't any secret when it comes to publishing, and you really have to understand this on a much deeper level, because on a surface level this seems like very simple stuff, but you have to understand that successful publishers simply puts out more content. Okay, they often have tens to hundreds of books, and I'm talking about high content nonfiction books. With low content you could have thousands of books, right? And that is considered pretty normal. Now all the unsuccessful publishers simply didn't publish enough books, or they spend all their time doing everything except publishing more books. And this is something I see all the time, is people try to feel productive, like they're so scared of taking action on what's important, which in publishing is to publish more books and market those books. Like that is literally the two things you have to do: publish more books and advertise those books. That is literally it. But people are scared of doing the main thing, so they pretty much distracts themselves in doing everything else besides the actual money-making task. So they strategize about branding, they plan out the books, they research, they format, but they do everything except for actually making the books, putting it out there, and go and market it, right? So you definitely don't want to do that. But I have so many people message me on why they aren't making any money, and I'm like, okay, well, how many books have you published, right? And they're like, I published 1 book, I published 2 books. And I'm like, okay, well, how long ago did you publish? And they're like, oh, just like 3 days ago or a week ago. And I'm like, what are you even expecting from your first book, right? Whenever you do something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. So why are you approaching publishing any different? Why do you think your first book is going to be a home run, book? When everything else in life, it takes practice to learn a new skill, and that's exactly the same as publishing. So going back to it, if you want to make money in publishing, all you have to do is, number 1, publish a book, right? And number 2, market it. So it's really a rinse and repeat of these 2 steps over and over and over and over. Now, every single successful publisher I know just kept repeating the same simple steps: publish more books and market the hell out of those books. And almost all unsuccessful publishers do the exact same thing. They give up after publishing just 1 or a couple books, and they spend all their time doing everything except for publishing new books. So again, going back to it, they spend so much time researching the topic, they visualize it, they plan it, they get excited, they go on Facebook groups and network with other people, they exchange ideas, they get excited again, they feel like they're progressing because they're talking about things. even though they never actually do it, right? Just because they're talking, just because they're watching videos on YouTube, going through the course, even though they're not actually taking action on what matters, which is publishing more books and marketing it, they feel like they're making progress until one day they get sad because they're not making any money, right? So that is a trend that I see on in terms of people who are successful and in terms of people who are not successful. And understand that all you need is one book to take off. And when I say take off, meaning it's selling well, it's riding the wave of the Amazon algorithm. And once you have that one book that does really well, it's so easy to build a brand around that. And this is why you want to get content as out there as soon as possible, because you always want to think in terms of the mindset that you're just one book away from changing your life. So when you publish a book, if it doesn't do well, then just think, you're just one book away, right? So you publish the next book. And if that doesn't do well, then it's just one book away, meaning the next book could be the one that changes your life. And you just keep going and going. And eventually you will hit that one book that takes off, if you are consistently, improving your skills, improving the book quality, marketing, you're learning and growing, then you will hit that one book that takes off. And from there, it gets very, very easy. That is typically what I see in terms of trends when it comes to successful publishers, is they hit that one book that really takes off and they build a whole brand around that. And from there, they just keep going, right? So you really want to get to that point where you have that one home run book. But that doesn't mean that you're losing money on all the other books. That's the great thing about publishing, is even though some books may not do as well, you're still going to make money, right? You're still going to make money in the long run as long as you're patient. So be consistent, keep taking action, and also stay patient, and I'm sure you will succeed. So hopefully this video was helpful. If you want to go check out my publishing course, there is a link below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend also in the description. Again, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, comment any questions you have, and I'll see you guys in the next video.